You see, it's all going to start with an obstacle. Okay, the 11th of February 2020, it's going to help you to come to terms with a certain stage of your life which slowly came to an end, but not to a complete end. Okay, it's important for me to say that an obstacle that you are going to have and you're going to have to deal with on 11th of February 2020, it's important for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, to stay true to yourself. Very, very important to listen to yourself, to stay true to yourself, and that is going to be something which is going to keep you going, which is most certainly going to help you to keep you going. But it's not about the fact to help you to keep you going. It's about the fact that that obstacle, it's at the same time going to provide you with an absolutely mind-blowing realization by the end of that particular day. I am talking about the 11th of February 2020, when not only that particular obstacle, problem, issue, it's going to come to an end. This is an important part of your life, an important part of your spiritual journey. It's about what you're actually doing now, but it's most certainly to do with an expansion, with an enterprise, with this future planning, which is going to provide you with a mind-blowing opportunity, but also it's this vision that you are going to have at the end of the actual month, at the end of February. It's going to literally change everything, because at the same time the vibration is going to be very powerful when it comes to your own illumination. So that it's once again going to give you an opportunity, or it's going to provide you with an opportunity at the end of the month, which is most certainly going to help you out to look at your situation from a slightly different angle, but most certainly to understand things that have been unfolding and happening in your life. This is going to be creating like a very powerful psychic moment that you're actually going to have at the end of the month, which is most certainly going to be connected to the 11th of February at the same time. This psychic moment, it's going to be very deep, very powerful, and it's going to be lasting. In particular, it's going to be in particular, it's going to be enhanced and highly vibrational when it comes to the actual last week of February. Last week of February, you can expect like all sorts of things to happen when it comes to your own intuition, when it comes to like your own vibrancy, when it comes to your own energy, when it comes to your optimism. This is going to be absolutely remarkable, and it is going to provide you with a perfect balance of the spirituality and the perfect balance of actual energies in general, which is on another hand going to be an important moment in time, because it is going to also start and mark an important progress of your life, and the opportunity that you are going to have, it's literally going to change everything. It's so much so to do with what you're doing now, what you have been focusing on now, but it's just basically to reaching to this particular accomplishment, which is on another hand going to make you feel so good, and any uncertainties that you have had about your life, about your path, about your direction, about your karma, it's most certainly going to become an important part of these changes, an important part of this progress, and it's actually going to have a rather important flip-flop moment, which is going to in turn from uncertainty to a really huge and important certainty. But even more importantly, it's about this determination, which is just going to come out of you, and it's just going to be absolutely mind-blowing indeed, because it's about this initiative, it's about the determination, it's about the strength, it's about the power, it's about the success at the same time, but also very, very important deep emotional feeling that you are going to have. And that deep emotional healing, it's also going to be directly responsible for the return of the certain people in your life. I'm not talking about lovers, I'm not talking about boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, no baby, no. I'm talking about the important people in your life. I'm talking about significant people in your life who are meant to be the part of your spiritual journey. Sometimes we just drift away, sometimes we just drift apart. It all depends. The right people, it all depends why. But the right people are always going to be part of our journey, part of our spirituality, part of who we actually are, and they're important to be in our lives. So this is also going to mark the important return of like a very significant people in your life, because these people are very much so integral part of you, and they will be very important when it comes to certain initiation, and very important when it comes to the certain initiative as well. An idea from somebody from a very powerful figure in your life, it's also going to become a highly illuminating stage in your life, because it's not only going to be the greatest idea, but it's also going to help you to kind of like prove something to you, to understand something about yourself which you wouldn't understand normally. And this is why the situation becomes highly illuminated around us, and it helps us to understand ourselves through the different eyes, but most certainly through people who knows us better than we know ourselves. And this is why this is a very sacred, and it's a very powerful, and it's a very significant stage that you are going through, my gorgeous Sagittarini. I love you to bits. This is the time of awakening in many different ways. It is going to start on the 11th of February. This is very symbolical, because number 11 is also an important number when it comes to return of your power, the return of your significant self-esteem, the return of your energy, the return of your confidence. At the same time, it's going to provide you with an absolutely wonderful feeling at the same time. It's about the obstacle that is going to come to an end. In particular, this obstacle was preventing you to move on. This is what I want to say. This obstacle is so important to recognize what is it, what was actually slowing you down, and it kind of created a certain mental block inside your mind, inside your spirit, and that mental block prevented you from kind of reaching a very high and deep levels of subconsciousness. I'm not saying that you weren't able to reach subconsciousness at all. No, baby, no. I'm just saying about reaching the highest levels of your integral spiritual journey, which helps you to reach the actual highest peak of your own radiance, which is on another hand going to provide you with a sacred grounding, with a sacred power, with a beautiful strength, and ultimately it's going to provide you with the perspective that was missing in your life. You're going to feel this in such a wonderful way through your own illumination. Indeed, you see, you will feel this through the peak of your own illumination, and it's going to be very vibrant stage, very powerful stage, very significant stage, on the 11th. And 11th onwards, from the 11th of February onwards, it is going to be an important for you to see, to try to recognize, to try to realize, what do you kind of feel attached to, what do you feel attracted to, what do you feel like you should kind of discover about yourself and discover about your life. At the same time, you're of course going to have a very strong connection with your subconscious mind, and that in itself is brilliant, because it's all going to lead towards the resolution of a problem, conclusion, which is going to bring you a wonderful healing on that particular day. But it's all about the actual compromise that is going to be connected to that obstacle. So basically the outcome of that obstacle that was preventing you to kind of like reach the highest levels of subconscious mind, which prevented you maybe just for a short while, but in particular over the last 12 months, to kind of connect as sharply to your own situation, which reflected on you having the ability to connect to like a very near future when it comes to yourself. Then that's the moment which kind of prevents us and stops us and blocks us for a while from our own expansion. This is important, and it happens when we have to kind of go back. We still have something to do with the past, and we also kind of left something a long time ago behind us, and we should really bring it in, because it's important to kind of work with this missing puzzle, something that is just in the past. It was taking a place so much that you were doing on a daily basis. So not only that is going to return like a missing puzzle, but it's at the same time going to provide you with a beautiful advice with an ongoing problem, ongoing issue, and most certainly it is just going to become beautiful time, because it's going to help you to remember something very important, about your journey, about what makes you feel happy, and it's going to mark the return of something very, very sacred, very important and powerful stage in your life at the same time. 11th of February, it's all going to be about the actual success that you're going to have, your own important vision that you will be having in your head. It's going to be so strong and powerful, and you may not even kind of feel completely what it is, but it's just going to rejuvenate your energy, rejuvenate your vibration, and it's going to reflect on you like in a way where you're going to find like an excess of energy. But this is going to be really lovely, and it's going to be highly vibrant time. All you need to do is just like make yourself busy and stay committed to the task at hand and do as much as you can. But at the same time, it's very, very, very important on the 11th of February and onwards until the end of that month to see what do you need to do in order to make changes in your life. What do you need to do to change your life? This is the highly powerful time for you to work out which changes you need to make in order to break your own routine. One change you need to make, and that change is going to break your routine. In between the 11th and the end of this month, let me make myself clear, you're going to need to find one particular thing that you need to do, that you're going to need to change in order to break your own routine. This is going to be very important, but it's just also kind of integral, and it's necessary for the energy flow. And what is this going to do? It's going to give you a little hermit moment. At the same time, it's going to bring you like kind of strength and power and a confidence in order to deal with a certain stage of your life by making a decision that you would think it's a risk normally, but at this time you will be able to look at it from a completely different point of view. And this point of view is just going to be guided by your spirit guides, guided by your guardian angels, guided by a completely different dimension, from the completely different dimensions, which is on another hand going to show you the time, how wise you were and how powerful you are and how significant your spiritual journey is. And something is just going to kind of like come true to you as in a form where you're going to feel so good about yourself, and it's some kind of like a life mission. It's just going to show itself through this. This is why this is so important time, because number 11, it's also about you. It's about your life mission. This is a very powerful number when it comes to numerology. You know, when number 11 is repeating, this is all about a big change, massive change, about your own spirituality, about your own spirit journey, about your own karma, and about what you are doing here. It's important to live this life and make ourselves happy, and in every single turn, every single time, every single thing that we should actually feel happy, and we should enjoy ourselves, because this life is too short to waste it. I'm not saying you're wasting your life, but I'm just saying that this is how you're gonna feel, how important this is going to be when this time takes its turn, by the end of the month, when you realize, what you need to change, because that little change is just going to change everything. Just remember, you will change something, you will do something different, you're going to start doing something differently when it comes to your own routine, and that is going to literally change everything, and it's most certainly connected to this situation. It's going to bring satisfaction, accomplishment, and an absolutely beautiful devotion and enlightenment into your life. The whole new sense of meaning of the actual life is going to take place. Important. Number 11, 11th of February, it's also going to bring you a remarkable negotiation. This is important. First of all, success. You're going to hear about significant, and that success is just going to be pretty much so to do with a certain gain, finances, security, and power. That in itself is going to make you realize, ooh la la, I found myself in a slightly advanced situation. And this is where you're going to start feeling quite good, because it's about the actual advantage and victory. Victorious, Sagittarini, victorious. I love you, because when you get this energy right, when you've got the right balance of energy, you are just going to be on top of the world. Oh my Lord, it's remarkable. And this is just, it's going to be so important, because as I said, this is going to lead to the highly victorious moment in time. And if you do want to have negotiations, if you do want to sign something, if you do want to start something, if you want to make like a really important sacred beginning, then most certainly you should do it on the 11th of February, because the energy is just going to be perfect. The energy is just going to be just right. And at the same time, you are also going to find out something very important about yourself, very important about your skill. It's just going to really start inviting you to go towards that dimension, which is just something which is going to surprise you, but it's going to provide you with an opportunity and ability to take this on a whole new level, whole next level. And this is purely coming through that particular perspective that I've already mentioned, and it's coming from the clear focus that you are going to have, and it's most certainly going to become a lotus moment in time, very spiritual, very powerful time of unfoldment. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and it's for February 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and it's for February 2020. And of course, your number when it comes to numerology, when it comes to the reflection of the whole month, of course that it's going to be rather enlightening and powerful. Number 8. Number 8, it's about the activity, very active month, very powerful month, but also when it comes to an absolutely slow stage of your life. If you think about your life and you think like what was happening in the last 9 months, if you think like what was bringing you down, what was like pissing you off, what was like very slow, what was like a very gray time, gray stage, gray part of your life. I say gray because it just kind of stopped, the vibrancy went away, because there wasn't enough direction happening, there wasn't enough like energy in terms of excitement and projection. And this is purely sometimes happens because you are meant to be doing certain things for the certain amount of time until you reach the certain particular stage, which is on another hand going to enhance your power very sharply indeed, but it's also going to boost your creativity, wonderful, and at the same time it's going to bring you an important promise, realization about swift activity, sudden progress of movement, speed, change, absolutely fantastic, what you waited, what you wanted. And it's just this beautiful optimistic feeling that you are going to have, that it's very difficult to explain until you reach this particular stage. Number 8 means also financially, this is going to be ooh la la, my baby, brilliant indeed. When it comes to career, when it comes to like all this vibration of the opportunities, careers, security and power, this is a very, very successful moment in time. So you can really kind of throw yourself to as many opportunities as you can have. If you want to try a new job, if you want to try new things, if you want to try new directions, it's wonderful, because even if you don't get what you want to get exactly, the power of this wonderful vibration, energy and dimension is just going to pinpoint you, and it's going to make sure that you wisely end up on your spiritual journey, where you're meant to be, what you're meant to do, what you're meant to go through in order to find yourself, to find your passion and emerge in a rather significant, powerful way. It is also going to bring you an important message you will have this month as well, which is just going to travel to you like very much so quickly. Something very quickly is going to take place. It's going to be like bum bum. It's going to be like that, just a really quick message. But then again, that message is going to be directly responsible for you starting to think about yourself in a different way. But in particular, when it comes to the learning experience, some kind of learning experience is going to take place here, and it's going to require from you to dig a little bit deeper, to penetrate some educational progress about what you're doing right now. It's going to require a little bit of more extra energy from you. On another hand, there is going to be a wise judgment that you are going to make as well, and this wise judgment that you are going to make, it's going to be very much so relevant to your life, to what you're going to make, what you're going to be certain about at around the end of the month. It's going to take another couple of months, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be like April and May are going to be very significant when it comes to that absolutely wise judgment, and this is going to come from the very, very serene knowledge, very important moment in time. Maybe you will be meditating, you will be grounding yourself, you will be doing something spiritual, and then you're just going to reach these very high levels of your own spirituality, which is just going to confirm these things to you in a different way, because you will be able to penetrate to all sorts of dimensions. And that is going to be a sacred moment in time, because it's going to discover something about yourself, something that you were kind of thinking about it so much, the certain new direction that was kind of not hidden, but it was at the back of your mind. It's going to come out like a little baby, like that. Little baby, it's going to come out, yeah. And then it's also it's also about the practicality and making sure that you have a work-life balance. This is all going to be very, very important here, because it's going to help you to kind of be rather analytical in the best possible way, but it's going to help you with the moment in time, with the time when you felt really frequently too restrained. So this is going to be so important for your quality of life. It's just so important indeed. This is going to open your eyes in many different ways, my gorgeous Sagittarians, indeed. What else I was going to say, that is going to lead towards this absolutely mind-blowing determination, initiative. What I said before, it's like a strength, force, activity, power, success, absolutely wonderful and very important, deep emotional feeling when it comes to achieving very significant stage in your life. It's the time when you're going to feel very, very proud of yourself, and I like it, because this is going to open lots of doors in itself anyway. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Sagittarians, this is very important. When it comes to your health, it is going to be the combination of organic acerola cherry powder. I know I said it millions of times, but I'm going to recommend it again. And organic acerola cherry powder is a natural form of vitamin C, and basically it provides you with a really lovely amount of vitamin C per 1 liter teaspoon in the morning. So you take 1 glass of water, 1 teaspoon, mix it up and drink it the very first thing in the morning, and this is going to help you to combat cold, flu, and any sorts of infections that you're going to feel prone to throughout this month. On another hand, it's organic spirulina. It's something that I need you to take from Hawaii. I always recommend organic spirulina specifically from Hawaii, because I've made an extensive research about this. I've done it for years. So at the moment, organic spirulina from Hawaii would be highly advisable to actually get. And if you can take 1 dose of spirulina, which would be equivalent to about 3 tablets, it needs to be natural. When I say tablets, these are natural, organic natural supplements, yeah? So organic natural supplement, 3 tablets in the morning of spirulina and 3 tablets at around the lunchtime with the food. And if you don't want to take it in a tablet form, which is natural, you take it in a powder form. 1 little teaspoon would be equivalent to 1 portion of spirulina. So you take it in the morning and you take it in the afternoon with the lunchtime. Spirulina is going to boost your energy levels, and it's also going to be good for the actual cold, flu symptoms, but most certainly it's going to be very, very good for the energy, which is what you're going to need. On another hand, just make sure that you're still using aluminium-free deodorant, because I can see the sensitivity to aluminium is going to be very strong. So aluminium-free deodorant, Sagittarians, please stick to it. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor, just check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Now, going on the very first part of the actual very first date, my gorgeous Sagittarians, it's actually going to be on the 4th of April. 4th of 4th of April, boom. Well, I suppose, yeah, it could be 4th of April, just now this one just came out of like the deepness of the deep levels, so the 4th of April is going to be connected most likely to this particular day, so watch this space. I feel it, I feel this illumination. I meant 4th of February. 4th of February, it's also, it just came out of me, 4th of February, it's going to be connected to 4th of April as well. Very big stage when it comes to the next continuation of this. The 4th of February, it's going to bring you a plan. Okay, so that plan is going to take off in April already. So this is why this is so important. The new plan is going to take place on the 4th of February, and it's to do with a certain wish, and it's to do with a certain perseverance, and it's also to do with a certain maybe time when you actually attempted this. So you wanted to try this, you wanted to attempt this, maybe it wasn't the right time, it wasn't the right moment in time. So most certainly this is going to be really brilliant. It's going to be connected to like some kind of uncertainty, but it doesn't really matter. All you need to remember is just trust to yourself. This is going to lead towards the greatest success at the same time, you know, and I really like it. On another hand, what else is 4th of February going to bring you? Material attainment. You're going to find yourself in a rather nice stage. Something is going to surprise you when it comes to your security and power, and that is going to be so good because it's going to be reflect on your health, believe me or not. So when it comes to long ailments, you will be able to see the improvement here. But the bottom line is that the certain difficulties, you know, that was really kind of like affecting you, you know, and it was affecting your stability and way of thinking. Now this is going to come to an end, as in time, as in a moment in time, like a very, very victorious time for you indeed. At the same time, somebody so beautiful to you, somebody so important in your life, some significant figure, like a maybe immediate family member or really good friend, somebody who's like really nice and gentle and beautiful, and somebody who likes to do like give a little advice at the same time. It's going to advise you something without them even knowing. Their advice is going to come, it's going to happen, it's going to manifest at the right moment in time, and it is going to create some kind of mind-blowing situation. You will also know that there is a certain materialistic gain that it's about to come forward. And I think that's absolutely beautiful because it's going to create at the same time an important time of your own, progress, process, and accomplishment as well. I highly suggest you to wear something like a tiger's eye crystal. You see this tiger's eye pendant, it's absolutely beautiful, and in particular because it's number 8, that it's your number in numerology, and most certainly there is a lot going to be changing when it comes to your security and power for the better, when it comes to your own prosperity. This is a very important time of happening, important time of changes, important time of things really taking place now that they didn't take in a long time. So when it comes to prosperity, changes and decision, Tiger's Eye is absolutely brilliant because it's going to help you to protect yourself against evil eye, against negativity, but on another hand, it's still going to be very vibrational when it comes to the actual attachment, you attaching yourself to prosperity and also making the best possible decisions when it comes to your money, finances, a career, and things like that. This comes with a sterling silver setting, and it comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. Okay, the second important date, my gorgeous Sagittarini, is going to be on the 18th of February. The actual 18th of February, it's going to reveal a little bastard. Little bastardo, little snakey in a grassy, and I don't like it. So now when we are surrounded by these people, sometimes they can like suck out our energy. They're like a little energy vampires, and some of them, don't do it intentionally, and some of them doing intentionally. With some of them you can just talk for 5 minutes, they have no idea what's happening, no clue what's happening, but you're so drained after, you feel so bad after, you feel almost like a vomit after, boo. But this is like this, the energy vampires, they do this with the draining of energy. That's what they do, on purpose or not on purpose, but most certainly it affects us. So that's why Black obsidian, it's something nice, powerful, important, gentle, but very strong at the same time, because it's going to help you with when you meditate, when you ground yourself, with the protection in general, but most certainly it's very good for communication, to protect yourself and also to protect yourself against all sorts of negative energy, but in particular when it comes to people like this. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel. But this black obsidian is brilliant, and I highly suggest you to wear every time you're surrounded by the people who you feel uncomfortable around. Okay, so the little hidden enemy, it's going to be like kind of a little difficulty that you got, a little problem is going to come to surface that you're going to need to deal with, and it's going to kind of require from you to make a necessary effort and kind of have a little pause in a certain, like a certain projection, certain journey. But what is that going to do? It's going to reveal a little hidden enemy, and that's why I just wanted to protect yourself and just keep certain things to yourself. Don't talk to people who you feel uncomfortable around. Don't start anything huge on this day or anything massive on this particular day. Don't start any negotiations on this day. On the 18th of February, I would kind of avoid, and that's the best way to protect yourself. On another hand, not related to this is just basically you're also going to kind of like really feel like really great on this particular day, because someone is going to come through and it's going to let you know something at the same time, and this is going to provide an important moment of your own accomplishment. You're going to be told something, and it's going to create an important moment of the opportunity, shine, beauty, power, radiance, and it's immediately going to bring you a whole new focus. But this is truly, this is coming through your own recognition, feeling very honored, and that in itself, it's not only going to show and prove to yourself that you are well capable, my baby, to do whatever you want to do, but it's also going to prove something to somebody else in your life who you wanted to prove certain things, but most certainly an important stage, because it's just all about the actual capability, certain capability about yourself, and it's also going to be about the reward from hard work, success, and admiration from the right people. Is just going to bring the world of beauty, the world of good, the world of possibilities you wouldn't normally have. The bottom line is you were responsible, you were creative, so this is your reward now, my gorgeous Sagittarius. And it's also, you will know that the 18th of February is going to mark the stage, an important stage in your life where the progress is going to come through, and you will know that there is going to be an ultimate change. Watch this space, my gorgeous Sagittarius, watch this space. By the time we get to the 27th of February, 27th of February is just going to be an amazing day, because it's also going, 27th of February is the third date. This is going to bring you an adventure in the form of a way where you're going to come across with a certain group of people or a certain person or even certain situation, which is just going to be brand new dimension in your life. And that in itself, it's going to kind of make you realize something very important is coming up, but it's going to require from you to kind of like do things in a slightly different way. That in itself, it's already going to become an important part of a rather adventurous moment in time, because you will have a very, very wise energy around you. You can't do wrong, you can't get wrong, you can't even make a wrong mistake on this particular moment in time, because you're going to be protected. You see, you're going to have a sacred protection on the 27th of February. What else I was going to say, and the sacred protection you will be aware of. There is going to be a sign, like some kind of beautiful butterfly, or something is just going to fall off the table maybe. You're going to have a sign. Maybe you will have a very strong smell of the perfume of somebody who used to be in your life. Maybe you will have a very strong smell of somebody who used to cook in your life and they passed away. Now you will smell that particular food. In whichever way it happens, it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to be significant, and it's going to be magical as well at the same time. What else I was going to say say that the 27th of February is going to provide you with an absolutely remarkable moment in time when it comes to the inspiration, and the certain bright prospect is just going to be so important in moment in time for you to get hold of it, because it's going to be connected to the actual things that you used to do in past that you weren't doing, but you know it's meant to be part of you. So this is very important when it comes to not only your progress, but your own spiritual progress as well, because it's all about the satisfaction, pleasure and happiness, and that in itself, it's going to provide you with an invitation and opportunity. This is going to be mind-blowing, and most certainly it's connected to the certain approach, advancement, a very attractive moment in time that you can't turn it down whatsoever, but it's to do with a certain request that you are going to have. First, challenge, proposal and proposition, but it's brilliant because you will make the right decision, you will go for the right option. You're very, very amazing, and this is going to be the time when you're going to learn something very special about yourself, and I really, really like it. Very, very beautiful. It's bringing the whole new creativity and determination, and that's how you will know things are going to change, and it's wonderful. Okay. Now, going on the very first part of February, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Now, you see this from the very first moment, from the very first day. It's your intuition. It's going to be very strong and very beautiful. So you can just kind of try to pay attention what's on your mind a lot. Try to pay attention what you feel constantly unhappy with, because some kind of unhappiness is going to be at the back of your mind, and it's just going to be screaming like, hey, notice me, notice me, notice me, notice me. It's going to become very vibrant part of your life, very vibrant part of your spirituality and subconscious mind, which is going to require from you to diggy a little bit, you know. Diggy, 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 can't you see? To hypnotize. Can't you see? Oh, never mind. Okay, so it's all about the intuition, and it's all about you realizing this. What's that sticking at the back of your mind? It's important because it's just messed up your own perspective, because it prevented you from reaching the highest level of your own grounding. But now that is going to come back, and it's just going to come through as a certain disappointment. But this is really brilliant, because these are very heavy and very thick and very strong and very powerful karmic door that was created at the same time. So just by really realizing this, you're actually going to escape beautifully from the negativity, because what you're going to do, you're going to be able to make a decision, and that decision is immediately going to take into effect. You don't even need to do anything. It's just with you realizing something and coming to terms with a certain part of your life that is bringing you down, and what you need to do in order to change it. And most certainly you are going to have a beautiful spiritual escape, if they say, and it's going to help you so much with the restrictions, and that in itself, it's going to bring wonderful balance into your life immediately in the beginning of February. It's very important when it comes to meeting certain people as well. A couple of people are going to play an important role that are going to pass through at the beginning of February. A couple of people will be playing an important role in your life, because it's just going to help you to see the certain resolution of the certain problem and issue that you wouldn't normally see, and also it's going to help you to one person is going to help you to avoid certain conflict. This is brilliant, because you're just going to protect yourself, and also you're going to rise above the negative situation, rather than just going low. You don't want to go low. You just rise above, my gorgeous Sagittarini, rise above. On another hand, what else at the beginning of February is going to bring you highly important time when it comes to the actual nostalgia. This is something from the past that is missing. You need to see what's missing. You need to see what was making you happy. It's very it's just relevant to every single thing that I've actually said so far for your own progress. So it's something you're going to surprise yourself, and you're going to see, maybe you're going to even maybe have a dreams, about the past, about your childhood, about the happy times, about the great times, because there is something really beautiful that it's missing. So as long as you focus, you make your mind towards that particular direction, there is something that it's going to come through your your past, whether this is going to be your subconscious mind, your dreams, it depends. It's important because it's so going to be a refreshing moment in time, because it's going to help you to pinpoint something about yourself, something about your skills, something about your direction. You're doing a lot, you're brilliant, you're amazing, you're beautiful, but there is something that you're not doing and you should be doing. It's important. It's important because it's going to at the same time provide you an amazing, mind-blowing spiritual key, which means that this in particular is going to be that missing puzzle that is actually going to help you to reach the highest levels of your own subconscious mind, which is going to ultimately lead to the highest levels of your own consciousness. And that in itself is going to help you so much to kind of like redirect your journey a little bit. It's to do with your skill. At the same time, some kind of spiritual leader, or someone who you think it's your guru, is just it's going to confirm something to you, not directly, but it's going to happen at the right moment, at the right time when you hear that, and that is just going to be your own greatest confirmation, and you will see exactly what I mean, because it's coming from the sacred knowledge. Also, it's an amazing moment in time. By the time we get to the second part of February, it is the greatest honor that you are going to feel when it comes to your own success, and that was just something that was missing. But at the same time, it's going to help you so much to make an important decision when it comes to somebody who you feel like is in control of things that they shouldn't have been. So the mid-February, it's going to bring this control of the certain person who is negative, who is bringing things down. There's a negative karma around that person, and it's not really good, and this is what they project around them. But there's something very angry about this person, but most certainly you will be able to actually step away from that situation. That negativity is actually going to come to an end. On another hand, what else I was going to say this mid-February, it's also going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing moment in time when it comes to the certain acceptance. There is some really negative stage and situation that took place, and the things within the last 24 months, this affected you. This is deep. This is very powerful moment in time that made you feel really sad and really negative, because you thought and you felt like you took the wrong turn somewhere. It's nothing unusual, and it does happen, and when this is repeated, it means that there is a certain light that is going to be shed on at the same time. But most importantly, that situation is karmically going to come to an end. So it's a sad situation that is just going to come now in a form of like some kind of acceptance. And once you do this is going to be so huge. This is going to be so powerful. At the same time, you're going to release the negativity, and that negativity is also going to release you from restrictions. And once that happens, you are actually going to gain your strength, and immediately you are going to become very optimistic when it comes to the certain competition, and you will be led into the certain competition. But this is going to be brilliant challenge, but a mind-blowing challenge, because you're going to do so great, and it's going to be very important for you to do this, because it's going to lead towards the greatest honor, towards the big moment in time, towards the big success, accomplishment, and recognition. This is so important because it's immediately going to bring you an absolutely fantastic stage in your life, which is going to split in two. On one hand, you will know what was the illusion. Certain illusion is going to come to an end, and you're just going to cut that out. You're going to redirect that. You're going to cut that out. You're going to make an adjustment when it comes to that part of your life, which is brilliant. It just came to an end, and it's important to see what that is and just get rid of it, so it's not dragging you down, because it's just dragging at the moment. So this is sacred, illuminated time. On another hand, it's going to bring you a bright new prospect, a bright new inspiration, and it's so important because it's all about the rediscovery of your old self at the same time. It's just remember, be free, be free, be free. You're going to feel very much so like a free spirit. And by the time I said pretty much so like a free spirit, this is an important moment in time. It sounds like a free spirit, but this is so good. When it's free spirit so strong, like it's yours, you just need to feel yourself. You need to follow your optimism. You need to follow your own creativity. Do whatever it comes to you. It's just so important because you will be heavenly guided. You will be guided by your spirit guides, guided by your angels, and you almost can't do wrong. And even if it feels wrong, it's just meant to happen this way, because something absolutely vavumish is waiting for you after that moment in time, after that stage. So it's so important to say that it's just a certain person of authority. It's going to be directly responsible, whoever this is in your life, the certain person who you think is authoritative, is going to have an important influence on you and impact at the end of this month, because it's just going to help you so much to make an important decision when it comes to your own future planning. The greatest honor from somebody of an authority is just going to give you also at the same time green light. Go, go, go. It's time to follow your mind, to follow your creativity. You're protected. At the same time, it is just a time of like, you can't go wrong. It's important to explore as much as you can about yourself, my gorgeous Sagittarians. It's all about your creativity, nurturing your creativity, and also this is all about the victory, mental clarity, and just following what you feel like it, because now you are going to reach not only the greatest moment in time when it comes to your own accomplishment, success, but you're also going to reach the high levels of your own enlightenment and vitality, which is on another hand going to have such a wonderful impact on you. And there is an important vision you will have at the end of February. This is all boiling down to this particular point, and it's just so important. A very, very important vision you will have at the end of February, and that particular vision, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's going to change your life. That particular vision is going to be absolutely everything. That particular vision is going to help you to understand so much about yourself, about your spiritual journey, about things that you couldn't understand within the last 36 months. This is all going to become crystal clear. It's just so important because it's all leading towards your own victory and mental clarity. And most certainly going forward, after this, everything will be changed, okay? Because this is all about your power, and staying true to yourself. You're going to make an important, life-changing decision at the end of this month, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Sagittarians, I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are actually in relationship. Do you know what? It's just so powerful. This is a powerful moment in time, and your partner is going to surprise you, but in a good way. I really like it. There is a certain success that your partner is going to have, but that is going to help them to understand something about themselves. But that in itself is going to be an important moment in time, because then they will also realize something that they have not been honest with themselves. But it's so important because you knew this, and you're not going to be surprised, and you're going to be so proud. Oh, thank God you realized this. But this is so good because it's coming from the highest levels of subconscious mind. You see, this in itself, it's going to start an important progress, important progress. And this is so good because there is also the success that your partner is going to have. This success is going to be so good. You're going to be very proud of your partner, and most certainly it's going to inspire you in so many different ways. You will be able to make an important decision here. You will not be able to make it happen straight away, but most certainly you're going to be so much closer to the actual very massive, huge change that you both wanted to make, that you both wanted to start, that you both wanted to be part of. Okay, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Sagittarians, this is so important because there are a couple of people that this month is going to be so complex. There are a couple of people that you're going to come across, but there are lots of people that you're going to come across because your energy is going to be very vibrant. I can see you also flirting and having a great time, and that in itself is going to be very significant for you because it's going to help you to move on from the certain situations, from the certain people in your life, but it's also going to help you to start an important stage of discovery about yourself. You see, I say complex because there are quite a few people that you're going to meet, that you're going to flirty with, and it's going to be brilliant. But also there is one of them that is going to be naughty, and one of them is not going to be nice. It's going to be quite good looking, but very soon, shortly, you will know that it's not the right person. Maybe letter P. letter P might be significant, but it's just like maybe you will just move away from that person because it's just some kind of like a little hidden danger that you will feel about them. And this is going to be so important because this is just part of the certain stages that you need to go through, that you will go through while you're spiritually growing. So this is all part of the process. Then after that, there is an important ritual that you are going to have, whether this is going to be meditation, your own meditation, whether this is going to be your own grounding, whether you will go into the forest somewhere and hug the tree, whether you're going to sit by the water. It depends. It is going to start some kind of a sacred initiation, but at the same time, it is just going to be about that particular ritual, which is just going to shake you uppy, like quite nicely, because that is going to be directly responsible in order to understand certain abundance, certain fulfillment, certain perfection. And that in itself is going to be incredibly important moment in time, because believe me or not, somehow things are going to unfold, and from that situation, you're going to find yourself in a certain place, in a certain area, being filled with people, and there's a one person in particular that is going to feel strong connection with you, but you will not know who that is yet. But most certainly this month, at around the end of this month, this person is going to be around you, and they're already going to looky at you. You see, looky. So there is already somebody going to be around you and just like really benefit from your energy. They will be fancy you, they will like you, they will think that you are rather nice indeed, and that is just going to be the beginning. So watch this space, my gorgeous Sagittarius. Just go out and enjoy yourself. You're gonna have a great time indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarius, I love you all so much. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarius, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.